Now to your community focus. Nellie Gorbea is the current Secretary of State, but she wants to be Rhode Island's next governor. She was one of the first candidates to officially declare, but the Democratic field has just gotten more crowded. And joining us live now in studio to talk about her candidacy, Secretary of State, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Kim.
So the first question I want to ask you, just yesterday, Matt Brown, your former boss, got into the race. You've been viewed as being friendly with him. Did it sting to see that he's now challenging you?
Look, this is a free country. Everybody can take a shot at it. You know what? I am someone who all her life has promoted people getting civically engaged. And so I'm very confident that the people of Rhode Island are going to see not just my ideas, but also my track record in delivering a government that works for them. And that's what's going to make me the winning candidate next year.
Did Matt Brown call you before he made his announcement?
No, he didn't.
I want to read you something that he told the Boston Globe. He said, quote, "This is about you. We just have very different visions for the state. I would raise taxes on the top 1%. She wouldn't do that." Is that true?
So he has no idea what I would or wouldn't do because we haven't spoken in probably about 2 years now. So I would encourage him to first speak with the candidates, with the person he's talking about. I am going to propose a series of measures that's going to boost our economy. Whether or not that includes raising taxes, it may include that, absolutely. We have to look at everything, but first we have to start with that $1 billion of federal funding that needs to be deployed. And the only person who has the experience here of really deploying out in a successful way with the election monies is Nellie Gorbea.
What would you do with that $1 billion if you could call the shots right now?
I would use it for very targeted infrastructure investments. And by that, I don't mean just, the roads and the bridges and the buildings and the schools. That's all great. But there's ways in which we can improve how government works by investing in our public sector. And so that's what I want to do. I want to transform Rhode Island's government to one that across the board, not just at the Department of State, works for people.
Speaking about money, your other challengers right now include a general officer with a lot of campaign cash and potentially an incumbent governor. Dan McKee has not yet declared his candidacy officially. What do you do to push past that? What do you do to win?
Every day I run into regular Rhode Islanders that are excited about my candidacy. So I'm going to raise the money that I need to get there. But as I showed in 2014, the most money doesn't always win. It hasn't been the case in other elections as well. It's how Rhode Islanders see you and what they look at in terms of what your track record has been and what you can be, what they believe you can deliver for them.
I did a little bit of digging. No Secretary of State in recent memory was able to successfully make the leap from Secretary of State directly to governor. Why do you think you're different?
Because I am. Other than the fact that I'm a woman and that I'm a Latina, that I have a track record like no other Secretary of State has, including one of my competitors, had before in terms of the leadership of an agency and the results. I was at the store the other day and the cashier, I'm wearing a mask inside, and she heard me call my daughter. And she said, "I know your voice. You're Nellie Gorbea, the Secretary of State. You're running for governor, right?" And I'm like, "Yes, I hope I have your vote." And she said, "Yes, you got this." And like me, there's lots of others. And so it's regular Rhode Islanders that I need to get to, and they're telling me, go for it.
Let's talk about some of your priorities. On your website, you list some of the things you'll focus on if you're elected, including economic development, affordable housing, addressing climate change. What's your elevator pitch to people? For the viewers at home, in 1 minute or less, what's your top priority if you're elected?
We need to build a better Rhode Island, one that brings people together to build a local economy. We need to make sure that we have an educational system bar none, that we're investing in our housing so that we have housing that's affordable across different groups, and we need to address climate change. And in Nellie Gorbea, you're going to get somebody who actually has proven that when she promises to do something, she gets it done.
Providence Mayor Jorge Elorza was widely expected to run. He announced that he's not going to. Have you talked to him? Will you seek his endorsement?
I will seek the endorsement of all Rhode Islanders, including the mayor of Providence, and I look forward to talking to him in the future.
Secretary of State Nellie Gorbea, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Kim.